on the anniversary of one of the greatest attacks in our nation's history, we come together to honor all those who have paid the ultimate sacrifice to protect and serve our nation, our state, and our community. As we remember the over 3,000 individuals who have perished in that brutal attack on September 11, 2001, we will also remember the fallen from our own community who have lost their lives protecting each and every one of us. In the past, we've been able to celebrate Patriots Day together. This year of 2020, due to the current COVID-19 health crisis, we did not want to let our tradition of remembering and celebrating be forgotten. I'm very proud to present the City of Atwater's virtual Patriots Day celebration.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and members of the Atwater High School Band. The events of September 11, 2001 have forever changed our nation. Good morning. I'm Corey Billings with the City of Atwater Recreation and Events Department. I am honored to be here today, even though it's in a different format than we had hoped. Today, as you watch and listen to these ceremonies, please also remember not only those we have lost, but also the brave men and women who are fighting the fires all over California, our police officers who are protecting us during the time of civil unrest we're experiencing in our community, and our military members who continue to fight for all of our freedoms. I am honored to introduce the City of Atwater Chief of Police, Michael Salvador.
I know that for all of us here today, and in fact for all Americans, September 11th forever changed our world. Just as December 7th, 1941, Pearl Harbor Day defined a generation, September 11th has indelibly shaped who we are, how we live our daily lives, and what we believe in. But unlike Pearl Harbor, in which one nation attacked a military installation, this time an organization of terrorists, not operating under the flag of any one nation, attacked thousands of unsuspecting innocent men and women. Our sons, our daughters, grandsons and granddaughters, husbands, wives, co-workers and friends, who were doing nothing out of the ordinary for a typical Tuesday morning. Bankers, brokers, analysts, administrative assistants, technicians and designers, some just starting out in the workplace, others at the apex of their careers. Pilots, flight attendants, vacationers, business travelers, and those flying across the country to see friends and family. 60 New York area police officers and 343 firefighters who took an oath to protect and serve the hardworking public, no matter how horrific the circumstances. All these individuals we remember here today committed no offense against anyone. They held no ill will towards others. They did not subscribe to dogmatic principles that centered around the destruction of those different than them. They were merely going about their daily routine, working hard to provide for their families and to build the life they dreamed of. I believe what shocked us the most that morning was not the unthinkably diabolical method used to attack us or the scope and magnitude of the attacks, but that it was our way of life that was attacked. Our way of life that embraces freedom and democracy. Our way of life that rewards hard work and perseverance, yet encourages selflessness and generosity. Our way of life that recognizes and respects varying opinions in society and still preserves the right of all to express them. Our way of life that allows us to worship freely and look differently. The United States of America remains one of the most desirable places on the planet to live, not for our oceans and plains, not for our mountains and rivers, not for our cars, homes, and technology, but for our freedom. The attacks on the morning of September 11th provided us with an ugly, painful reminder of hatred and evil, rage and resentment, which does reside in the hearts of some. Even today, 19 years later, we strive to find hope in the moments of hopelessness that still haunt us. Shakespeare said, "Everyone can master grief, but he who has it." No words, no ceremony, no plaques or stones, no amount of tears will ever replace those who were lost. But what this ceremony can do is provide a solemn place to remember, to reflect, and move on. And let this ceremony provide all of us here with a daily reminder to take nothing for granted. Appreciate our freedoms, count our blessings, strive to help our fellow man, and cherish our friends and family. And let this ceremony serve as a reminder of the American spirit which burns in us all. That way of life which makes this the greatest nation on the earth. Our American spirit is defined by our innate ability to reach out and help others, even in times of unthinkable crisis and unfathomable odds. Just think about the courage of those police officers and firefighters who rushed into 2 burning towers to bring thousands to safety. Or the courage of Flight 93 passengers who resolved to save the lives of possibly hundreds of other innocent victims on the ground by storming the cockpit of their plane. Our American spirit is defined by our ability to move forward in the aftermath of overwhelming loss, even when it seems easier to quit. Or the way our nation resolved itself to carry on, even with a heavy heart, by returning to work and remaining true to our principles of freedom and democracy. Our American spirit is defined by our ability to rebuild, stronger and more united in purpose, and our brief history as a nation on this earth is testimony to that. From floods and famine, economic depression and civil unrest, from wars home and abroad, from those unthinkable man-made acts of terror, we Americans are steeled by our legacy of determination and resolve. For the most fitting memorial we can truly leave to the innocent lives lost on September 11th is not listed here today, but is etched in our hearts and our souls as we continue to move forward in the pursuit of happiness and the defense of liberty. Thank you, and God bless America.
Today is officially called Patriots' Day, a national day of service and remembrance that commemorates the catastrophic events of September 11, 2001. On every anniversary, the names of nearly 3,000 victims who died in the trade centers are read aloud, and services are also held at the Pentagon and near Shanksville, Pennsylvania, the site of the 4th plane crash. There are many days in history where one remembers where they were when the historic event occurred. This, for me, is one of those days. The attack on the ideals of the United States were meant to break our national spirit. They wanted our country to hurl ourselves into chaos. Instead, we have emerged stronger and more unified. Many of our citizens wanted to know what they could do to help our country. I myself wanted to know what my experience in the safety field could do to support our homeland security. We, as a country, emerged stronger and became more unified. I remember feeling devoted to the principles we learned in civics class in high school. The attack wasn't only on buildings, they also confronted principles of our religious freedom, our economy, and our civil liberties. Today, we are unwavering to live in our lives in freedom. Today is proof that American spirit has prevailed over this tragedy. The catastrophe of September 11 has revealed to us that life is a precious gift. Even today, after 19 years, we always need to remember that America should never forget the day our civil liberties were deliberately and savagely attacked. We need to remember the brave firefighters rushing up the flight of stairs to save as many lives as they could before the toppling of the towers. Remember the police officer directing nervous and scared public away from potential danger. Remember those individuals who were jumping out of windows when faced with a fiery death. Remember the brave United Airlines passengers fighting their own battle against terrorists, giving their own lives to save many more. But more than anything, remember the stars and stripes firmly planted in the terrain of Ground Zero, the flag flying above the Pentagon, and in Pennsylvania's Farmers Field deep in Pennsylvania. God bless each and every one of you. God bless Atwater, and God bless the United States of America.
Hello, I am Congressman Jim Costa, and I have the honor and the privilege to serve the people of our valley and the city of Atwater in our nation's capital. And I want to take this opportunity to thank the city of Atwater for their patriotism in recognizing September 11th as the day that we shall never forget. For on that day, America was attacked by a group of terrorists led by Osama bin Laden that resulted in more lives lost than during the attack on Pearl Harbor. But we came together as a nation, vowing, in fact, to protect ourselves and the world from further terrorist attack. Clearly, it's something that we keep in mind as we honor and pay tribute to those Americans who lost their lives on September 11th. And so I thank the city of Atwater for recognizing Patriot Day to celebrate and to say our hearts go out to those who lost their lives, and our prayers and thoughts are with them and their families as we recognize September 11th. Thank you.
On September 11th, 2001, our country was attacked in a way we'll never forget. Hundreds of the firefighters and police officers rushed to the World Trade Center in a desperate attempt to save the lives of thousands of innocent people. Unfortunately, many of those brave men and women tragically lost their lives in the process. With each passing year, memories often slip away, but the memory of what the courageous first responders did the day on September 11th will never be forgotten. Each year, we honor the heroic firefighters and police officers who lost their lives during the ultimate sacrifice, saving another. We recognize the hardships that the families of the departed have to endure. Our hearts go out to all the grieving mothers, fathers, spouses, children, and other loved ones. Please know that these fearless men and women did what they were asked to do, which is to protect and serve. Today in Atwater, we honor the local firefighters and police officers that have made the ultimate sacrifice. These gallant men and women lost their lives in the line of duty so that we may remain safe. Today, we show our respect and honor to those fallen by reading their names, followed by the bell ceremony. California Highway Patrol, Officer Leonard Layton, Officer Walter Frago, Officer Roger Gore, Officer Alfred Johnson, Officer Alfred Turner, Officer James Shoemaker, Officer Arthur Parga, Merced Police Department, Officer Stephen Gray, United States Penitentiary, Atwater, Corrections Officer Jose Rivera, CAL FIRE, Firefighter Eva Scheike, Engineer Dan Campbell, Heavy Equipment Operator Gordy Varney, Engineer Stephen Wilson, Engineer Mark Deming, Fire Captain Alan Columbro, Firefighter Andrew Maloney, Division Chief Roscoe Rowney, Heavy Equipment Operator Braden Varney, Region Chief Stan Craig, Fire Captain Stacy Hamilton, Fire Captain Casey Craig, Fire Captain Paul Rotendaro, United States Forest Service, Firefighter Brian Hughes. The Bell Ceremony. The men and women of today's fire service are confronted with a more dangerous work environment than ever before. We are forced to continually change our strategies and tactics to accomplish our tasks. Our methods may change, but our goals remain the same as they were in the past, to save lives and protect property, sometimes at a terrible cost. This is what we do. This is our chosen profession. This is the tradition of the firefighter. The fire service today is ever-changing, but is steeped in tradition 200 years old. One such tradition is the sounding of the bell. In the past, as firefighters began their tour of duty, it was the bell that signaled the beginning of the day's shift. Throughout the day and night, each alarm was sounded by a bell, which summoned these brave souls to fight fires and place their lives in jeopardy for the good of their fellow citizen. And when the fire was out and the alarm had come to an end, it was the bell that signaled to all the completion of the call. When a firefighter had died in the line of duty, paying the supreme sacrifice, it was the mournful toll of the bell that solemnly announced a comrade's passing. We utilize these traditions as symbols, which reflect honor and respect on those who have given so much and who have served us so well. To symbolize the devotion of these brave souls had for the duty, a special signal of 3 rings, 3 times each, represents the end of a comrade's duties and that they are returning to quarters. And so, those who have selflessly given their lives for the good of the fellow man, their task completed, their duties well done, to our comrades, their last alarm, they are going home.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Staff Sergeant Zhang with the Marine Corps Recruiting Station in Merced. I am the Marine Corps recruiter for the city of Atwater. And today, the city of Atwater, we will want to honor the men and women of our community who have paid the ultimate sacrifice to serve and protect our country. While we cannot list all of those who have sacrificed today, we recognize those who have passed in the last 10 years. United States Army, Private First Class, Tatiana S. Lua, November 2nd, 2003. United States Marine Corps, Lance Corporal Travis Layfield, April 6, 2004. United States Army, Sergeant First Class, David Hartman, July 17, 2004. United States Army, Corporal Cesar A. Granados, September 15, 2006. United States Marine Corps, Corporal Joshua D. Pickard, December 19, 2006. United States Army, Staff Sergeant Frank J. Gasper, May 25, 2008. United States Army, Private Janelle F. King, August 14, 2008. United States Army Specialist Lucas C. Hopper, October 30th, 2009. United States Marine Corps Sergeant Matthew T. Abate, December 2nd, 2010. United States Army Staff Sergeant Vincent W. Ashlock, December 4th, 2010. United States Army Sergeant Jose Rodriguez, June 19, 2012. United States Army Specialist Terry J. Hearn, June 9, 2014. United States Army Specialist Louis Moore, July 8, 2016.